The following video contains spoilers. We suggest watching the episodes alone in the dark. Hey Wolfpack, Catastrophe here. Not that anyone cares, with the return back into the second gen of the Twilight Zone. This round we're finally tackling more of the 80s era's short stories. Not many casual viewers know this, but the classic horror anthology franchise actually toyed with new formats and runtimes to spice the series up in each and every generation. The classic Serling era very briefly had a whole season of hour-long tales when the network needed them to fill a time slot of a cancelled series, when the show was usually half-hour episodes. The Jordan Peele Twilight Zone mainly does full hour-long episodes, or slightly under that length, mainly because it fits a streaming series format, and the infamous 2000s Whitaker era was a return to form with 30-minute tales again, after the 80s series had so many variations in their format. I bring this up because the second version of the Twilight Zone had a lot of different formats of differing runtimes, as many of the episodes were more so compilations of 2 or more segments, kind of like the hour-long block of a Looney Tunes collection. Some of this show's episodes were half an hour again, but there were also hour-long episodes, 40-minute episodes, and even 10 to 15-minute shorts, this Fable being one of those shorts. It's a tad odd since we've never had a show of this caliber with varied runtimes, but it was this way due to the 80s trying to find its footing and experimenting with new ideas as complex as the writer could think up. A nice test, but there were drawbacks. Namely being episodes like tonight's tale ending up very, very bad because of the lack of substance capable of giving us such a satisfying adventure even on a short story. If my recent string of positive reviews wasn't enough intel, we're seeing another infamous lamewad I hate. I genuinely thought this was going to be a good showcase, but received a lie! Personal Demons has all the ingredients which should have made a solid frightmare of epic proportions, but it utterly bombs like a modern Star Wars project. This was supposed to be a fun horror short which lampoons and discusses the problems of writer's block, but ended up feeling like a trip to the dump. So we're here to see how this demonic turmoil went to hell, and give our review on this craft of crap. Grab your holy crosses or hard alcohols, cause this is going to be a personal torture. This is our wacky review on the lame brain Twilight Zone short, Personal Demons.
Cause hell is forever, whether you like it or not. Have their chance to behave better, now they boil in the pot.
So, our episode opens up in the home office of our main character, an elderly professional writer dubbed Rockney O'Bannon, who's worked on great shows you wish we were watching instead of this piss. Rockney's been a legend for years, but has begun suffering from severe writer's block, and doesn't know what to do for his final novella. This block has been ongoing for a while now, rendering him so lost.
Well, writing is the only thing I know. I've been doing it for 30 years.
You know, you do something for 30 years, you get tired. Maybe you ought to think about retiring.
No, no, not yet. Not until I've had that one last original story.
The fact that he does plan to at least draft a final book still makes him better than George R.R. Martin.
Oh, they're coming. The dragons are on their way.
Rockney's played by Martin Balsam, aka Detective Arbogast from Psycho, another horror movie veteran guest starring in The Zone. Sadly, he's not really given much to do here. He can act, but the harsh truth is, our struggling writer character is not granted much depth or persona, as he's a pretty generic protagonist, since more emphasis is put on the jabs at bad writers and their struggles than on rewarding him any the arc. The show's basically riffing on the struggles of an artist, because O'Bannon has been biding time with his cheap by-the-numbers TV formulas to distract from how he tragically lost his spark, and has no clue what to do now. Yet he seeks one last grand finale.
I haven't had an original idea, a truly original idea, for the last 20 years. You know, for the last 2 decades, I've been doing rehashed plots and recycled characters. I don't remember the last time that I had a fresh idea.
You would think this is building up to some deep message or emotional resolution down the road later in this, right?
Wrong.
This cool premise is instantly flushed down the toilet once the real story begins. Oh yeah, his writer struggle is not the main plot line in this, it's a footnote. O'Bannon tries getting some fresh air, only for things to get instantly weird when he spots monsters.
What the fuck?
Yep, just like that, this is a monster fable. No Kitten, there's invisible Jawas who threaten and follow Rockney for mysterious evil plans. And it is uber lame. Guess we have to address the reason why I hate this plot. The damn monsters suck! These invisible demons are the lamest creatures in this reboot. Our personal demons are literally these dumb, goofy, cackling Jawas who troll the writer everywhere he goes and prank him, bruh. That's it. They're basically trolls taunting Rockney while he tries to live his life. But apparently, nobody but him can see them, resulting in the classic "nobody believes me" cliche to prevent him from gaining help. In most horror plots, this would be an easy concept to make horrifying, but all terror dies instant death when our monsters are so doofy and wacky. These Jawas aren't scary, they aren't funny, they aren't given very good designs, the costumes look fake as hell, the masks don't move or look good on close-ups, and them wrecking Rockney's stuff like petty brats only makes you laugh or cringe when you realize this was an attempt at making them deadly. I hate these things because they're simply lame villains.
It's true! It's true! We're so lame!
Also, why can Rockney see them when nobody else can?
I don't know.
It's never explained. At first, I thought the demons were going to be like a metaphor or something, like an obstacle all in Rockney's head, or they represent his inner fears as symbolic boogeymen or something, and he just has to overcome his writer's block or lack of self-confidence to defeat them. Nope, we see they trash his car and actually do interfere in reality, meaning they're 100% real. They can do real harm and aren't some symbolic monster.
Well, now hold on. That doesn't make any sense.
I have no idea what the monsters are, which wouldn't be a bad thing, but they also have zero connection to our protagonist either, making their role have no impact. Usually the cool monster is an antagonist who either represents the fears of our hero, or are a threat they must overcome, but we get nada from the dwarves but pranks. For some reason, O'Bannon can't fight them because nobody else can see them, and he's afraid of a bunch of little people, which only makes this goofier. Not only are they poorly written, but any sense of fear is drained whenever we have to watch the demons, because they're as silly as the gremlins.
We represent the Homicide Guild! The Homicide Guild!
So yeah, it's a wacky monster story where the monsters aren't wacky or monstrous.
Boo!
I think the intent was that the demons were supposed to look like knockoffs of the Tall Man's Lurkers from Phantasm, but you simply can't unsee the Jawas look thanks to their costumes and mischief. To make matters worse, this is most of the episode. The Jawas screwing with Rockney's life. They harass him outside, wreck his car, wreck his windows, and worst of all, they mess up his office. Are you pissing yourself, kids? The Twilight Zone went from the dread of your own friends betraying you to swipe your shelter, to the Jawas shredding your book report. The demons want Rockney and refuse to stop. He can't even go out and chill with coworkers anymore because they soon follow him every second.
Houdini! Houdini! Filthy creatures.
At this point, these scenes made me ask the big question, is this meant to be scary or funny? I honestly can't tell. The episode's tone has serious issues picking a lane, as it fails to make it clear what we're supposed to be feeling during all the moments the Jawas harass Rockney. Like, are we supposed to laugh at the sheer ridiculousness of this? Because so far this episode has been playing this concept unironically dead serious. However, you also don't really feel afraid by a lot of these shenanigans either, because the monsters are so goofy and fake that you cringe. The episode is just so dumb.
Oh my God.
In short, it fails at trying to make you laugh or afraid because it's left so vague. Rockney eventually seals himself away inside his place as the demons apparently overwhelm him, despite the fact that they've had numerous opportunities to kill him, only to just crap in his office and break his stuff.
I'm such a dork.
Again, it's super unclear how we're meant to take this all in, as it's not scary because it's funny, and it's not funny because it tries to be scary. Finally, the Jawas Zerg rush him, surrounding the old coot in his final stand. Sweet Celestia, are these monsters even lamer up close? You can totally tell they're all little people in masks. Their lips can't even match when speaking.
We're so lame.
They don't kill the author, but instead reveal why they want him, rewarding us our twist ending.
What do you want? Just to leave me alone.
It's very simple, Mr. O'Bannon. Write about us. Just write about us. And you'll never see us again.
Yep, that's what this was all about. The Jawas stalked and threatened Rockney because they want him to write stories about them.
What?
Holy crap, is this twist lame? This is one of the biggest letdowns I've ever seen since Cheese Puff Aliens. The Jawas merely wanted to be famous and literally sent this dude death threats for a book deal. It's so stupid. First off, why didn't you just ask him? Why scare the hell out of him for weeks and act like savage monsters when you could tell him this whole time?
Stupid?
Second of all, these things prove they can interact with the real world because people do see the aftermath of their destruction. So why can't you yourself write your books and distribute copies of it as scary messages yourself?
Plot hole!
And lastly, this twist was not worth the wait because it's amazingly anticlimactic. This is a god-awful finale. So Rockney caves in and writes his story about the monsters, and they all just leave one by one. Yep, the monsters wanted a book, then they get it, and leave forever. The end.
Oh, I've wasted my life.
Where are they even teleporting to? The Starship Enterprise? Oh, and in literally a blink and you'll miss it joke, we get a fourth wall gag showing this episode was written by the main character, meaning this was supposed to be funny. But you know what's not funny? This entire experience!
This is bad comedy.
And that was Personal Demons, a final draft so vile it should be mailed back to hell. This episode sucks. Truly truly one of the worst fables I've ever seen from this show. This isn't even the worst 80s Twilight Zone tale. It's a high contender for one of my most hated horror anthology tales ever. It's up there with My Robot and Mohawk bad. Personal Demons feels so aimless. There's no substance here whatsoever. No memorable scenes, no engaging story, no emotion, no scares, no humor, and no impact. It's a colossal waste of time. Heck, this episode is the same length as a regular show or SpongeBob episode, and I still felt like nothing happened. I mean, what's it even about? Oh, Hack Ryder is taunted by ghoulies for 10 minutes, until they reveal they just want him to tell their story, then he does so, and they leave. That's it. This doesn't even feel like a Twilight Zone tale, let alone a horror anthology segment. It feels like a first grader's rough draft of a scary story for class. You know what? No, that's an insult to first graders. It feels like a basic bitches example of outlining a scary story, but somebody else is supposed to add in their own details to it. There's no heart here at all, because the monster fable is so simple, yet got zero substance to make it unique among a sea of greater spooky sagas. What was even the lesson? Or did Rockney even learn anything or change by the end of all this?
I don't know.
I honestly don't even know what I can say, because this felt ultra soulless. It's like a filler monster story, but not one creative ironically cared enough to make it fun, or was talented enough to cook something juicy. Rockney is a pathetic protagonist whose personal arc goes nowhere. There's tons of setup without any payoff. The monsters are lame. You can't tell when you're supposed to be scared or when to laugh. No depth from any of this, and it leaves no impression on you once it ends. The only moment that you might find funny is literally a blink and you'll miss it visual, how the main character wrote this trash. But it's not worth the weight of a boring, lazy monster story with no amusement. The only thing this episode made me think is that even an amateur creative like me could write better than this. So, I grant Rockney's final novel a decayed skull. This is the definition of a nothing episode. Don't recommend at all. It's actually super short, but you'll still feel like you wasted your precious lifetime. Personal Demons had the potential to be a unique piece of art, but much like an O'Bannon work, it lost the magic. I'm your host, Catastrophe, and I hope you overcome your demons better than I. Oh, poor kitty. Cat, why do you go on? Why torment yourself like this? What's the point? I don't know. Maybe it's because I love my life. It brings me great joy because every second I'm still breathing, it pisses off bastards like you who want me dead. It makes me so stoked knowing the assholes who want me gone are suffering thanks to my measly existence. Unlike some stupid troll, this kitten's got claws. You're stronger than I thought, but even you can't keep fighting forever. A mind can only handle so much negativity before it breaks. You underestimate a fanboy's iron will. I know you can't keep this up forever either. Your superiors haven't taken the remote away from you yet, which makes me presume you're doing this solo. Either Catalyst, Pinky, or my loving brother Wolf will burst your bubble, and you'll be in gruesome trouble. Wolf? You still think your sibling is coming for a heartfelt reunion scene with you? His trail went cold long ago, almost as if he's lost in the void. Our long search is a fool's errand. You lie. I know you trust me as much as a corporate exec, but for once, I'm not. Even I have no clue over the wolf's whereabouts. None of the council does. It's as if he's fleeing every time he senses us approaching. What are you babbling? He's out there. Of course he's out there, but he's not staying put. Haven't you ever wondered why your brother even ventured off into unknown space in the first place, Cat? Why he's never around when you need him? Why he doesn't allow us to make contact? Why he's never even spoken to you? Maybe he left because he wanted to get away from you. Maybe Wolf can't stand being around his own kin anymore. Your attempts to break me are getting desperate. Oh, come now, Cat. You know deep down it's true. The wolf is gone. He's never coming back. He's never calling you. He left you because he wants nothing to do with you. To do with us. Your dog ran away. My brother loves me. Does he? It's been freaking years. Years. We've been out here for years trying to find him, but he's never even thought about finding you. Heck, it's not even Wolf Entertainment anymore. You've inherited most of the channel and act on screen more than your cute puppy. Wolf has forgotten you. No, you're just warping my mind. My sibling loves me. He wants me to save him. He's the one person who'd never forget me. But he has, Cat. Your nightmare is becoming a reality. You will die and become a faded memory. You're already being forgotten, and the first to erase you from memory is your own family. Not down yet.